talktainmentradio.com. We go where you go. Join me here with This is Libby. You're in touch with This is Libby, and I'm Libby. And this is radio the way it should be heard. Oh, the joy of it. Yeah, we want to talk about some joy and why that's important and why it's important to your health to be in a joyful state. Look, everything, even in the scriptures it says, count it all as joy. No matter what you're going through, count it all as joy. And then there are other scriptures that refer to joy. Then there are songs that refer to joy. And the definition for joy is a feeling of great happiness and pleasure. Yes, great happiness. Not this little bit right here and I'll end the by and by. It's like right now, right in the moment. Find something to be bringing you some great pleasure, okay? That is important because it impacts your body, literally impacts your body. Now I'm going to tell you, you've heard me many times say, you are being played. You've heard me say that before, right? Okay, well, here's what happens. There's somebody who's very much interested in your levels of joy, your pleasure, giving you something to work toward every day, something to look forward to every day. They don't want that. This whole world system that we live in is set up so that you are not joyful. There's something to bring you down. So I want you to remember, call me at 1-877-932-9766 and you can talk to you some Libby about joy. Are you joyful? Are you happy? Are you experiencing great pleasure? And just remember that while I'm talking about it right now, you can reach me at facebook.com/talktainment. And if you want, you can go to YouTube and type in Talktainment space bar radio. And then you can see us again and you can talk with me again. I want to hear from you about some joy. I want to know what your comments are. It's important to me to make sure you understand what it is to be, what brings you joy. Who asks you in a day, how are you feeling today? And you just look at them and say, oh, I'm so full of joy. Woo! I'm dancing on my toes, barefoot on my bad leg. You got to be able to do that so that your body will continue to produce the chemicals that are necessary for you to feel it over and over again. So without really getting into a lot of negativity, I have to tell you, we have to go there, that there are people who are interested in you not being happy. They're interested in making sure that you stay on that negative side of life because it pays them dollars. You have no clue how deep the rabbit hole really goes. Because if you did, you'd stop buying into some of the stuff that's going on around you. You would not put up with some of the stuff that's going on around you. And you know something? When you experience joy, there's no going back. Anything other than that doesn't look good, feel good, smell good. You don't want any part of it. It's kind of, I hate to put it like this, but let's put it like this. It's kind of like a drug. I'll find a better word, but for right now, that style of living, always happy. Have you ever met someone who's happy? Absolutely. I'm just so happy till they get on your nerves or you get on their nerves. Oh yeah, I've had that. I used to work in a hospital here in Columbus. And I'm telling you, there was a point where because I had made decisions to be joyful, to be happy, always can look at the glass half full instead of half empty. You know, one surgeon, I said, "Good morning. Hi, Libby. What you talking about? Hi, Libby. Oh, that's right. You're the one that's happy all the time. You're the one that you're always up and bubbly. I said, you getting ready to work on somebody's body and that sweet in there, and you can't find enough energy within you to greet me and say, good morning? See, people don't realize it. Because I'm sensitive to it, in 5 minutes from right now, you could be laying on the floor in a car accident. In 5 minutes, this same person, they could end up passing out on the floor, and the very person that they didn't want to say good morning to is the one that's breathing for them. It's like that. It's like that. So what I want to do is make sure you understand that being joyful is a state of being, and it's a choice. It's a choice. You can go all day long looking for something that makes you feel joyful, and you will find it. It can be as small as coffee. I know, we're not going to do the health thing on the coffee thing. Either you drink it or you don't. What I'm going to say to you, though, is that you have to consider how your day is going to go before you get out of bed. When you wake up and you see that you did wake up, then why don't you consider, how can I make myself a blessing in somebody's life? Or where's my blessing coming from? That joyful expectation will get the ball rolling for the day. Start with your shower. Start with brushing your teeth or applying a little bit of lipstick or your perfumed oil, and just take a second or two and, I chose that for a good reason. Before you know it, a phone call is going to come. Hey, Libby, I thought maybe you'd like to have a little breakfast with me this morning. Shall I come to you, or do you want to do the opposite and you come to me? I'm going to take a little time to spoil you a bit today. The day can continue. The utility man might come by. Oh, you know how it is. You see the utility man coming, will knock on your door, and you go, oh my goodness, oh my no. Look at that staff member, ask them what the issue is that would bring them to your door, smile at them. And then if you are in debt with them, you'd be surprised. They say, you know what, Libby, this is what we can do. I will move my timeline, and you make sure you can take care of this. Or they've come to tell you that they did some work that affects you and your style of living. It might be something as simple as, you know what, Libby, we are going to be working on a line down the street. We just want you to know that your TV service or your electric service or your gas, your water was going to be shut off for a while. What they do then is they're letting you know that you've got time. You've got time to do a load of clothes. They put you in a place where you can say, thank you. And you can go upstairs and take your shower, brush your teeth, whatever it is you need to do. Everything about your day does not have to be in negativity. When you start to practice living in a joyful state, I think they say joyful expectation is the breeding ground for miracles. Things just start happening. I can give you story after story, and you've probably got some of your own. Share those stories with me if you choose. And just know that when you start to share stories about joy and Thanksgiving, and you know this is that month. This is gratitude month. This is the month where families get together and people come together. Work associates come together. Food marathon. I have eating clothes. Oh yeah, I got eating clothes. Juicy, colorful, and expandable. Because every place I go, somebody is saying to me, you want something to eat? Fix you a plate. Are you ready, to sit down with us and enjoy this? Yeah, That's what they do. So what I'm saying to you is that you just get your breeding ground ready, because, and open your arms, because it'll come. It'll come exactly the way it's supposed to come, and it'll come quick. Sometimes you get that moment, or you've known about something and you say, you know what, I think I'm gonna make sure that I can contribute to making sure that things are joyful. The up and coming holiday season, you know that we've already had Halloween, and that's all the candy stuff and the costumes and the play. Play is good. And then you have Thanksgiving coming, and folks are going to be sitting around tables and tray tables and bars, and they're going to be counting their blessings. The joy is in that. I want you to understand how important it is that your body is responding to your state of being. And if your state of being is joy, you are in the house. You hear me? The feeling of great happiness, that kind of spoke to me because, my cell phone makes me happy. However, because of the feeling I get knowing that I'm connected to somebody in the world. And yet, great happiness is when the cell phone rings and you're on the phone and you're saying, guess what happened to me? And before you know it, I'm grinning. I can't stop grinning. You are happy telling me what's going on with you. It could be something as we would consider a small thing, that a child in the family got a little award at the elementary school. But for that child, they've got pride, they've got all their chutzpah up, and they are walking around with their paper in their hand saying, see what I did. That too brings benefits to the child. We might think about children and say, oh, yeah. No, when a child is happy, they don't get sick. They get very, very little illnesses. They kind of, just kind of like that. And I'm doing this by brushing my shoulder because they override the illnesses, dis-ease. They override that. One child can have a cold and another child will not, because that one is the one that got hugs from their mommy and hugs from their daddy, and Uncle so-and-so came and gave me no, I don't think they do quarters anymore. I think maybe I think they moved to dollar bills, and those the money for games, like $25, $30. They gave me so I could go get a game, and they're all jumping up and down and wiggling around. They're so excited. This is the kind of thing I'm speaking about. When you are full of joy and thanksgiving, that means not only is it coming from you, but it's coming back to you. And you need to be aware that practicing this after a while becomes lifestyle. I think it's 21 days. If you practice something every day for 21 days, your attitude and your habit changes, and things start to change. All right, so what I want to do now is just simply to remind you again, just pick a day. Start tomorrow and just decide that today is that day that I am going to experience every kind of joy I can get my hands on. I am a magnet for joyful events to come to me, and I want to make sure and very sure that I'm in place for that. My arms are open for that. Yes, and what happens right after you make the decision is that you find yourself receiving a phone call, a letter. Sometimes you'll just be at home and somebody will knock on the door. Hey, Libby, I came by to see how you were doing. Yeah, I did. And you know what? While I'm here with you, if you're not busy, I need you to get your coat and get in my car, because I'm getting ready to take you to get one of your favorite treats. And while we're out, I think that's how it works. Sometimes it's something as simple as, I didn't think you wanted to have to drive today, so I'm going to kidnap you today, and you're going to spend the day with me, and we're just going to have some fun. This is the kind of thing that happens when you are in that joy-filled, joyful state. It's a feeling of great happiness and pleasure. Pleasure? What are you talking about? Well, you know, the first thing that we think, yeah, that too. Go ahead and enjoy the concept of it. Take a memory and go back to memory lane and enjoy that. Wasn't that good? Wasn't that? What do you think I'm talking about? I'm talking about a good meal. I'm talking about a baby's kiss. What are you thinking? Well, all right then. We may be old, but we ain't dead. All right? See, that's what I'm saying. Now listen to me. Talktainment Radio has some wonderful, wonderful programming. And with that, I want to share some of those with you. You see, talktainmentradio.com is a 24/7, no charge, worldwide broadcasting facility with hosts delivering on various topics such as news and lifestyle, health and wellness, sports, religion, and politics. Now, here are a few that I'd like to share with you. Well, the voice of Pink Pearl, that's one. Pastor O Speaks, Pastor Orinda, she's marvelous. Pastor O Speaks, Everlasting Life, the John Coates Show. Yeah, super cool. And Blue Monday. Yes, it is. Blue Mood Monday. And then there's the Jazz Showcase. These are just a sum of the list. What you can do, see, is you can go to Talktainment Radio and hit programs when you get to the page and scroll down and decide what it is you'd like to hear and or join. Yes, you can join the conversation. If you also want to, you can go to facebook.com/Talktainment and you can join the hosts on the days that they are on. And one more thing, you can also go to, let's see, we've got several, we've got at least 3. And the other one not only is go to Talktainment on YouTube, use a space bar, and then hit radio. The whole list of hosts and their shows is there for you to enjoy. And if you call in on the day that they are actually live, you can join them as well. So I'm saying all this to you because, one, I'm very proud to be a part of this. And TalktainmentRadio.com is radio. It's radio the way it should be heard. Now, when I live in Ohio, and it's cold, but I'm old. My mama says that sometime. I'm old. And so I am also a juicy old lady. So this sister is taking off her scarf now because it is nice and warm in here. Okay, now here we go. I have to go ahead and talk about the negativity because you can recognize the negativity so that you can avoid problems maintaining your level of joy. Negative emotions, be aware, joy is an emotion, it's a state of being, okay? But negative emotions weaken the body. Weaken the body. Now, this is what I want to do. I want to make sure that you keep in mind that somebody's interested in your joy. Somebody needs to know on a daily. And they keep track. I'm going to call it big business. That covers the whole umbrella. That's everybody. Everybody's under that umbrella tonight. All right. So if you know, and I know, that negative emotions weaken the body, you're going to want to stay away from that. No question. Physically, your organs respond to negative emotion. Positive emotion strengthens the body. Strengthens the body. Think about it 3 times. Say strengthen, because our bodies they respond to vibration. Emotions are vibrations. Energy, they respond to that. It's kind of like Miss Celie in the movie Color Purple. All right. If you say you don't feel good when you get up in the morning, the body will just say, all right. And before you know it, you got yourself a problem. Sniffles, cough, upset stomach, feel lightheaded, a little shaky. It could be anything like that because you said so. And your words are very powerful, and our bodies respond to our thoughts and our beliefs and our actions. So know that you know that you know that positive emotions strengthen the body. You can't even bend over when you're proud of what you're doing, when you're happy about what you do. You don't slouch. Well, if you do slouch, then all these muscles in your shoulders and in your back, upper back, they're pulled, they're tugged, they're tense. Then before you know it, you're hurting. We can't have that. So if you're listening to your body and paying attention, you get up in the morning, stretch a little bit, and you say, I'm feeling good today. And if you don't feel good today, say it anyway. Tell the truth and just say, you know what? I'm not feeling it today, but I'm going to get there after I get a shower. Do you know what happens when you get a shower? After you've made up your mind that all will be well, isn't that like the Matrix? You eat this cookie, and by the time you get to that door, everything will be right as rain. I love the movies. I quote them a lot. It makes people laugh sometimes because they say, Libby, what do you do all the time? Look at movies? No. What I like to tell them is, yes, I enjoy movies very much. Here's what I'm going to tell them. There's some kind of lesson and truth in a movie. And if you just pay attention, you'll resonate to that truth. And then you keep it moving. Use it in your daily life. So what happens then? Let's look at the color purple, okay? Shame. Shame is the most devastating effect on the physical body. Shame. And see, if you come from my culture, and I'm a black woman, so you come from my culture, what goes on in the house stays in the house. You don't talk about it. And I just recently took a little trip to Vegas. I've never seen it. I wanted to see all the lights and all that stuff. And then there it is. What goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas. So the rule crosses lines and lines and lines. And what I want to say to you is we don't have to do that anymore. And I think that's one of the reasons why the coming out of all the people who have been abused, mistreated in the world as we know it, or we thought we did. We thought we knew those stars and political people. We had our trust in the church and those staff members in the church. I mean, we're going all the way down to the janitors. It's everybody's like, I'm done with this. I need to get over this. I'm not going to keep quiet anymore. This may help someone else. And I will sidebar for just a second. It's kind of hard for somebody it is difficult, almost impossible to some, to speak about what has happened to them because of the response, whether it's the legal system. There's a bit of a stigma and a question mark when a person will come forward and say, this happened to me. It can start in the home. Mommy, somebody touched me somewhere. They touched my pee-pee. And, they're taking a chance that they'll be believed because the person who is doing it tells you. Nobody's going to believe you. Nobody. If you tell, I'm going to. There's always a consequence if you tell. So what I'm saying to you now is the beautiful men and women that we admire so much who are coming forward and saying, this happened to me. It's not easy. It's not an easy decision to do, but it's got to stop, or at least they can put a cap on it, at least that much. And then other than the sidebar, I'm just going to say there's more and more and more of those people than you can even imagine. Because just like the color purple, hey, you take it, you take it, and you take it. If you've been reared and conditioned that way, until I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. You hear me? And I'm going to tell it. It helps your whole entire body to let go of your shame. Shame has the most devastating effect on the physical body. Now that's followed by guilt, apathy, anger, and hate. All those emotions will bring forth chemical responses in your body that causes you to age. Sometimes it'll kill you. I mean, it's just that simple. You can die from a heart attack because you have a broken heart. You're shamed. Now you're angry, and now you're hating. All of that will take you out of here. Matters of the heart, Louise Hay. She said anytime you have a problem with the heart, you have matters of the heart. So you have to be really careful about that. My heart is with you. And I'm reminding you, gently reminding you, that you can go to facebook.com/Talktainment so you can join me. I'd love for you to join me. The call number is 1-877-932-9766, and you can then talk to me if you choose. You can also go to YouTube now and go to just type in Talktainment, hit the space bar, and then do radio. It'll take you to the page. You can scroll down and listen and or join me as well. Send me some comments. And if you want, you can either subscribe or like what I'm doing. I welcome your comments because I'm not just here to share information. I'm also here to learn. Mr. Neely Fuller said it, I'm still learning. Now, considering what I just told you, another negative emotion, and keep it in mind, somebody, big business, wants you this way. You understand what I'm talking about? They're lining their pockets with the result of you're not being joyful. There's a sense of gorgeous when you're joyful. You don't care if you got on mismatched socks. But when you have self-esteem issues, you got to have this in order and that in place and this. You got to spend big bucks in order to look like somebody, some concept that was given to you, not yours. You know, if you do something different, you're considered a renegade. You even have to be joyful about that. I'm a renegade. Hey, I walk my walk. This is how I do it. You either walk alongside me or I'm going to leave you behind. Either way it goes. Now, negative emotions reflect in your face. They change when you are involved in anger or negative emotions. The colors of your eyes change, and this tension in your skin. And then you also I'm looking down for just a second so that I can imagine what it's like for big business. Well, if they're angry or they're upset, they're not happy, we can tell Libby that she's not pretty without hair on her head. And I'm just use me because I can use me. Well, then there's got to be something wrong with her. Or she's a renegade. But there's got to be a negative issue associated with the fact that I'm not sick. I just love the bald lifestyle. I enjoy the shaving. I have a whole ritual that I do that I enjoy. It brings me joy. You know, I turn on the clippers. I used to admire my dad because he did that. Now, what I'm saying to you is real simple. You go head on and you live that life. And Libby will be with you just a minute.
This is Al Edmondson, owner of a Cutter Brother Rest Barbershop. I'm calling on all barbers and beauticians. It's time for us to unite as one. We can serve our communities better together. Join the Ohio Black Barber Beauty Network. For more information, visit www.obbn.org or call 614-427-3226 to get more information. Be the change that you want to see in your community. Join our network.
Think fast. In less than 30 seconds, a small flame can become a big fire. Don't let your world go up in smoke. Have working smoke alarms and keep heaters 3 feet away from anything that can burn. Learn more at usfa.fema.gov because fire is everyone's fight.
Families affected by disasters urgently need support. Help the American Red Cross provide meals and shelter to those affected by disasters, big and small. Donate to Red Cross Disaster Relief. Go to redcross.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS.
For the best home fragrance and beauty products, shop Ash Kickin online.
That's ASHKICKIN.
Made with 100% natural quality ingredients and handcrafted with your family in mind, Ash Kickin products are better than those other guys. Ash Kickin candles, incense, body butter, face moisturizer, and hair moisturizer are priced just right, and you can get yours at 10% off with coupon code TALK17. Support this 100% black-owned business and get your home and body smelling and feeling all right.
That's ASHKICKIN.
Shop Ash Kickin online at www.ashkickin.com.
Every year, June marks the beginning of two busy seasons, summer and wedding season. If you are legally changing your name, you need to apply for a replacement Social Security card reflecting your new name. This is easier to fix now when you first change your name than years from now when you retire. So go to our website at www.socialsecurity.gov/SS number or call us at 1-800-772-1213, TTY 1-800-325-0778 to find out what specific documents you need to change your name and apply for a replacement card.
Think fast. In less than 30 seconds, a small flame can become a big fire. Don't let your world go up in smoke. Have working smoke alarms and keep heaters 3 feet away from anything that can burn. Learn more at usfa.fema.gov because fire is everyone's fight.
Live call-in talk show. Dial 1-877-932-9766 and join the conversation here on TalkTainmentRadio.com.
TalkTainmentRadio.com. We go where you go. Download TalkTainmentRadio.com to your app, through your cell or tablet. All right. That's radio, the way it should be heard. Now, this is Libby, and you're listening to This is Libby. And with me, I just have this passion for you, and it has to do with your joy. It has to do with who's interested in your joy. So you can call me, 1-877-932-9766. Let me know how you're feeling about the lifestyle of joy. I want to tell you that negative emotions literally contribute to your age. Yeah. And you've got, now think about this. You got all these ooies and gooies that you're paying for, right? And your fountain of youth is literally inside of you. Your body is magnificently and wonderfully made. So, if you get into a state of joy, if you get yourself into that feel-good place, your body has chemicals in there that are dispersed so that you feel good. Now, it works like this spiritual law, like attracts like. So if you're already feeling good, and then you decide, you know what, I want some more of this. I'm just going to stay in this zone right here, in the zone. Then more good things come that keep that feeling going. Now that's spiritual law, simple as that. And since I don't have any reverends around here to help a sister out, they can call me too. It's okay. They can call me too. Now, want to tell you this. When you are angry, I told you that your face changes. And your eyes actually change colors, and the texture of your skin changes, know that body immunity is negatively affected. I'm slowing down here just a second. I want to tell you how negativity affects your entire body. The feelings, the negative feelings that come from your situation or somebody else's, and you're trying to work that thing out. You can get kidney disease. You have sexual problems. Now you got a problem. Now you really got a problem because the negative emotions impact sexual activity. You have liver problems. You have digestive issues. Your blood pressure goes up. Oh, do we want to go there with the blood pressure thing? I might. Then you have lung problems, and it can even lead to cancer because the way cancer works, those cells are held. We have cancer cells in our bodies, but those cells are held at bay by a healthy body, a body that is pleased. But when your body is out of balance, then it is diseased. And cancer just says, oh, playground. And before you know it, you got a little bump, lump, or tumor somewhere. So what I want you to do is consider this. This man's name is Dr. Is it Pans? I'm going to spell it for you because it's interesting name. Panksup. And this guy, Sepp, he talks about primal emotions versus how that makes you feel. I'm sorry I mispronounced his name, but my purpose and my heart is in the right place. He says primal emotions affect feelings. Now, in this world we lived in, this world system that we live in, feeling is the key. Feeling is the key. And so if you feel something with passion and emotion, a lot of high energy, that's what you bring to you. So if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. I mean, that we got songs to remind us to stay happy. I'm so happy. All those songs. There's a reason for this. People have the message they know and they're sharing the message with you. So what happens is, let's do this. A primal emotion is seeking, seeking. That's something that when you feel that you're seeking something, then you're enthusiastic. Hey, you just, you got energy to go, you got energy to burn. So good, so good, so good. When there is rage, oh my goodness, they pulled in front of my car. It's holiday season. That was my parking space. You know what? You feel that you're feeling pissed off. That's how it affects you. When there's fear, what you're feeling is anxiety. Well, take a look at anxiety. Who wants to do that? But it can grow from something small and you can end up, what do they call it? A mountain and a molehill. You know that comparison that they do? You're making a mountain out of a molehill. Well, when you are in fear and you get anxious, stuff just starts to amp and it looks worse and worse and worse. I think the letters for fear is, let me think, because that was shared to me. False evidence appearing real. It appears real. You're taking a walk and you hear a dog barking down the street. And you've already assumed that the dog's off the leash, it's got rabies, it's going to bite you and all, and you haven't even seen the dog. Your mind can go there. Your body responds to that. You can get sweaty, your heart will race, your breathing steps up, your blood pressure steps up, all because of something you've not even seen. But fear is also used as a marketing tool to get you to purchase things. Fear of being less than, fear of not being good enough. And then you go out and you pull your dollars out and hand them out so that folks will give you what you need that facilitates that feeling of I'm okay, I'm in a good place. When you lust, that emotion, you feel horny. Now that was what the man said, Pansap. And that's what he said. It's an emotion. And this is the way it feels. Enjoy it. Get some joy out of it if you can. I'm healthy. Libby always say, I'm old, but I'm not dead. And we laugh and make jokes. So I'm telling you that when you care, when you feel in the emotion of care, you feel tenderness and loving going on. Now that's a positive emotion. And when this happens, think about a baby with its mom. When the mom holds the baby, tenderness and care. So the baby feels secure, safe, happy, feels good. Well, then when you have the opposite, where babies are not held, not touched, not coddled, they are the ones that develop emotional issues that come and last for years. Then it's called a separation distress, is what it's called. And it's a serious thing. Now, we have internal opioids. Remember I was telling you about the chemicals, or the feel-good chemicals? Our body will release those for us if we decide and get in that state and experience joy. You don't have to go looking for it somewhere. All you have to do is just dance when you're happy. Just dance when you're happy. Go ahead on and let somebody know, I'm so happy. And bend your knees and tilt your head and wave your arms. All this stuff is good for your body. I think it was there's one scripture that said where they encourage you to hit the cymbals and play the tambourines, and you ministers, y'all got this. So, help a sister out if I didn't quote it correctly. But the bottom line is you have nerve endings in your hands and your feet, and they're all connected. And when you stomp your feet, you stimulate those nerves. And it steps up your body to say, the chemicals, kick them out. Opioids, our own natural opioids. When you clap your hands, those nerve endings are being stimulated. And before you know it, your breathing is stepped up. Yes, but you're in a happy state. And that's what I wanted to share with you. You can hear This is Libby live on our website at talktainmentradio.com. I needed you to know that because I'm full of joy right now. I'm happy to be with you right now. And to watch the live broadcast, of This is Libby, you go to YouTube and type in the word Talktainment, hit the space bar, and then radio. Scroll down, you find me. There's another way also, Talktainment 2, type that in, live on YouTube, and watch the live broadcast. Then check out for the replay and the Talktainment 2 live on YouTube and Facebook.com/Talktainment. I want to share with you another, it's called Bright Side. It was a reference called Bright Side. Now, and before I do, I have a dear friend, a friend of This is Libby. Her name is Angela Scipio. She's a raw food strategist and chef. And we were looking at the word impossible. And she says, no, I don't deal with that. I look at it like this. I'm possible. That turned me, I was done. Stick a fork in me, I was done. Because it was so powerful. Impossible to I'm possible. Try that one and see what happens on a whole 24-hour day. Try that one. Now, I'm going to tell you something else that goes with this article from Brightside. Anger weakens the liver. This is how it impacts your organs, okay? Anger weakens the liver. Grief weakens the lungs. Stress weakens the heart. Okay? There's a cure for that. Laugh. It says laughter reduces stress. And so when you reduce stress, you're not taxing the heart to work harder. Then just remember that fear weakens the kidneys. Who knew? Big filter system, right? Fear weakens your kidneys. Love brings inner peace and harmony, and it strengthens our mind and our body. Big business. Let's go back to big business. If you don't feel loved, or you feel less than, and the love component is not in it, like, oh, please. I think they called it, when they were talking to me, sappy Christmas music and sappy Christmas movies, right? Everybody's got to be kissing at the end. There's always this tender and loving end to the movie. Well, if you're not participating in that kind of activity, you get a sense of not being good enough, it can't be Christmas with no chestnuts roasting. I ain't got no chestnuts roasting at my house. I like cashews. So I enjoy other kinds of nibbles that bring me joy, and I share those with family and friends, and they love it. I ain't had a chestnut yet. I might have to try that. I'm not saying I won't do it. I'm just saying I have not done it. And Christmas and the holiday season, goes on, just like the Grinch. It came just the same. Well, with the love bringing that sense of inner peace, who's interested in your inner peace? Who is interested in your joy? Songwriters? Sure, they sure are. They'll sing to you and tell you how. I always tell people, Will Downing's just lying to me, but I let him lie to me. Okay, just let the brother lie to me. His voice is wonderful. But see, these artists know that a feeling should come from the music and the art that they're doing, and they do a good job. So yeah, I bought his albums. Yeah, I sure did. Albums. You'll tell how old I am. Yeah, and so so let's just do it. Let's just enjoy this. Stay joyful. Now, the TED Med was another one, and it talked about the positive effects of positive emotions. Spoke about the negative ones, and anybody can do that. And I need you to know and understand as well that when there is compassion, there's love, when you're feeling joy, when you're feeling pride, amusement, contentment, 3 times more effective than negativity, and happens 3 times more often than negativity. So if you're in the right mindset, you have nothing to do but gain. And it's a bit of a fountain of youth for you if you look at it that way. Then when you get to the point where you're encountering, let's take a look at these. I didn't want to miss it. When you are in awe, A-W-E, awe is the most effective emotion. It's the most effective. Awe, being in awe, wonder, and you're in the middle of it, right? It's like something that's bigger than you, way bigger than you. You've had an interaction with that thing. And then it makes you feel small in the presence of something larger than yourself. So when you are in awe, look, you're taking nice deep breaths. Your mind is like all over the place, open for possibility. And then you just, you're in that place where something just miracle is a nice word that comes after or right after awe. You got the keys to that car. Your application went through for the house. Oh, yeah, it's bigger than you. You were depending on somebody to make a difference in whether or not you were going to be in your house, your new house with dining room for Christmas. So who's interested in your sense of joy? Who's interested in your sense of awe? Who wants to line their pockets knowing that your contentment and your passion can make a difference, and it can impact your health? Big business sure can. They want to know. And have you ever noticed that if you express an interest in something on the computer, Google something, or you just look it up, and before you know it, there's all these sites that pop up for you that let you know that your interest has been noted. Yeah, it's kind of scary at first, because I really didn't want folks, I didn't need nobody doing that with me. But if I'm interested in like, let's just say a jacket, like I've got this one, and I've got the scarf here that I absolutely love, and I put this stuff on and I enjoy. I might want to buy one from the internet. However, now I've got all these advertisements popping up. See, people are keeping track of what's going on with you. They are very interested in what's going on with you. They want to know how they can entice you to spend your dollars. It's that deep. And then keep in mind, please, that every emotion that I named, whether negative or positive, that emotion sells for somebody. I have wonderful friends who make jewelry. I make jewelry as well. These are not mine. I won't take credit. However, every piece of jewelry that I've seen that somebody sells, they want to bring out a feeling about that thing. They want you to feel attractive and beautiful and feel good. They want that joy because that's why they make that jewelry. And just, I'm telling you that the whole marketing thing, you can get caught up in that if you don't know. But you overstand. There's some things like, just say a good cup of coffee, maybe a glass of wine. You know that one wine in particular that you might even have to travel a little bit for, because it's worth it. It's worth it. I'm worth it. It brings me joy to even have it here. Oh yeah, I'm going to go do that. Now, I've talked about wine, and I've talked about maybe a brandy. This holiday season here that's kicked in, I already know y'all going to do that. If you don't, grateful that you sticking to your regimen. I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you, oh, you know, what'll happen if you... I ain't doing that. What I want is for you to be happy. What I want for you is absolute joy. I want you to be warm and cozy and fuzzy and whatever that looks like. Just make sure that you remember that this is a feeling. Joy is a feeling of pleasure, great pleasure. So go for it and live. I mean, just get in there and live. Where if it brings you joy to open up a gift because somebody gave it to you, thoroughly just wallow in it. But if it gives you joy to give somebody something, wallow in that. Does it give you joy to take the effort to go buy somebody a gift? This is gift giving time. Now I'm going to tell you something. This brings me joy, and I hope it brings you joy too. I have the memories, and I do have my mom. I share her with everybody. She's too big to keep to myself. But when my mama makes the effort to make her rolls, it gives me so much joy to just lift her up. I mean, I brag on her from here to next week about her rolls, because she has to, at her age, it takes a particular effort for her to just knead the dough. And if somebody does something special for you during this time, you don't know how much it means to that person. If you would just say that one thing that you've been holding off all along, say it. Go on and say it. Oh, if you have a lovey, you know, somebody that you got a little crush on, this might be the time that you let them know. They may not know, but it'll bring you joy to be honest about it. It certainly will. Oh, gosh, that's over. You're in awe of their response. Really? I'm glad you told me that. I feel the same way about you. Then the children and elders. When the children know they are appreciated, it brings them joy. They want to do more things that bring them joy. So not only did they take the trash out on time, but they also helped sweep the floor. Can I help with dishes? Is there something you want me to run down and get the laundry? And it just keeps going and going and going. Stay joyful. Try it. Try it. And even if you are in a bad situation, in all things, count it as joy, because it's not going to last forever. And when you start thinking about how good it'll feel when you're done with it, then you're going to do things that bring you to it, maybe even sooner. So, and I won't even try to give you any kind of situation, because you know your situation, but you also know that in your tears, in your circumstances, there's an answer for you. You got to let go of your fear. False evidence appearing real. Take a look what's really going on, and then start working on that. Sometimes it's as simple as making a decision. You already know you're supposed to be doing what you're doing, and you need to make a decision. Will that decision bring you joy? At the end of your scenario, will it bring you joy? Men, I got to tell you this. We don't talk about emotions in men enough. We know you have them. I know you have them. And you need to express those. You need to express to somebody you can trust that you're afraid. It takes the weight off. My goodness. You need to express how happy you are. Some men just, they don't. I can talk with them for months at a time, and then I'll just ask them, are you happy about that? I'll ask them, what brings you joy? What makes you feel? You'd be surprised. The outpouring of information because somebody has shown an interest. Our men are conditioned to keep their emotions to themselves. And I used to tell men that I knew, my buddies, I won't even date you if you won't cry. How you gonna stump your toe and don't cry and don't say, that really hurt, and admit to me that it hurts? I might be the one who knows how to help relieve the pain. I might be the one that does that. How would I know if you don't express yourself? And if I'm correct, our men suffer with matters of the heart attacks, high blood pressure, coronary disease, because they hold stuff in. And I'm telling you, if you can just let go, get you somebody you can trust, and just tell them, you know what, man, Libby, that hurts. That really hurts. Or, since you don't want the world to know that you're really happy, it's my place, it's my house, I'm on the phone with you going, yes, and you can do it too, and I won't tell if you don't want me to. And you can go back out of the house with everything intact, your hat's on right, and you got that image out there that you hardcore, you serious, and you get her done. Well, that's okay, because you have a safe space. Find yourself a safe space where you can let go and relax and enjoy yourself. And then those things that bring you joy, surround yourself with those. Some people do it with art. Some people do it with music. Some people do it with other people. But if you could just get an idea of how powerful it is to be in a mode of joy all the time, or as much as possible, you'd be doing that thing. I just want to say also that I really do want to wish everyone a very, very happy holiday season. Used to be, you could just say Merry Christmas, or it's not appropriate anymore to say Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. Enjoy the food that you're eating. Be prepared to get back on your bicycle when it's time, when it's all over. Now, I need you to do that, and I need for you to stay happy. I'm going to look forward to having conversations with you about being joyful. I'm going to have conversations with you I know I am. I can feel it. Feeling is the key. I can feel it, taste it, I can sense it, that this coming year, 2018 coming year, is going to be a good year for you. Some of us will face some challenges, but we'll overcome them. We'll get through them. When I'm with you here like this, I consider you a part of who I am. You are an extension of Libby, because we share like minds. And you express all the wonderful people that have been here to express themselves and share the good information that they have. I look forward to that. I want to know how you feel. Feeling is the key. Yes, it is. And just keep it in mind. And remember that TalkTainmentRadio.com, the world's greatest radio, is radio the way it should be heard.